Hello guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. Hope you guys are fine. Today I am here to continue my C++ course that I started on my YouTube channel. In previous video, I discussed the basic introduction of C++, what is C++, what is programming language, how to write a code, where to write a code, and what compiler is used for C++. I discussed how to print hello world, what are variables, what are data types, what are if-else statements, what are loops. So now we are going to take things to the next level. We will discuss functions, arrays and pointers in this video. If you haven't seen my previous video, I will put the link of that video in the description box. Go watch that video for the brief introduction of C++ so you can learn C++ for higher studies. C++ is a language that has now very demand in market. You know, artificial intelligence is also taking over the world. C++ is a job that will profit you in thousands of dollars, and you can work from home literally. You will also need to practice your C++ skills by some books. So I will be mentioning links of some books in the description box. Go check them out and let's start. So let's start from functions. So basically, what is a function in C++? A function has a job to do something in a program. Now there are two types of function, and there are another two types of function. So we will discuss first these two. One is that is already defined in the program, that is inbuilt function, and the second is user defined function that we will define in the program. So the main function should always be there in the program, but user defined function, they do not always need to be there. If you need your program to run, you have to include a main function, and the user defined functions that you want to run in the program, you have to declare them in the main function. So let's do this by some practice. So here we are to discuss functions. So I told you that there are two types of function, user defined function and the inbuilt function. The inbuilt function, that is called main function, is always there and the program cannot run without it. So I have declared a main function here, and I can give any task, any order to this function that it will do it for me. So this was discussed earlier. It is an inbuilt function, it is main function, it should always be there. Now I want to declare my own function with my own name, with my own parameters. Then can I do that? Do it? Yes, it is possible. Now we are going to declare a function with our own name, etc. So I am going to define and declare my own function, and its data type should be int, and let it call be name, and it will be a default function, so no parameters inside the brackets, these code brackets. And now I will just output anything. So in previous video, our task was being done by main function, but now our task is not being done by main function, it is being done by name function. But this is not possible because all the functions in the program should be linked with the main function, otherwise they will not do anything. So I have declared a user defined function, my own function, and I have to link it with the main function so that it may run. So I will just write its name in the main function. What was the name of the function? Name of the function is name, and these brackets to show that it is a function, and that's it, just a semicolon. What I have done, I have declared my own function and linked it with the main function by just mentioning its name inside the main function. So now it should output the main function for it. And what is the main function? Main function will print hello. So let's run this program, and here we go, hello is printed. Hello is now printed by the name function that was declared in the main function. If I did not mention the user defined function in the main function, it will not run. I will show it to you. Now here I have declared a name function. Now I will not mention it in the main function, just I want to run it independently. Does it work? No, it doesn't. See, you cannot see hello now. So if you want your user defined function to run, it must have a link with the main function, otherwise your function is useless. So this is now for functions. Now let's go for the arrays. Now what are arrays? Arrays are something that are used to store information in form of words or numbers. We learned that the information is stored in variables. But if, for example, if I have declared a variable to store a name, I can store only one name in that variable. But what if I need to store 10 names, 100 names, 1000 names? Then I cannot just declare 1000 variables one by one line, two line, three line. That will be too messy for me. So arrays come here. Arrays can store large amount of information in just one line. So let's discuss arrays in the compiler. So now we are going to discuss arrays. As I already told you that arrays are used to store a large amount of information. So if I want to store, for example, 5 names, I will have to declare an array of size 5. So what is the syntax of an array? Let's declare an array for numbers first. Int, let's name it as array, and then square brackets is the basically syntax of an array. We will use square brackets, and then we can initialize it by some numbers, or we can just leave it as it is, but we will give it some information to it. For example, equal to for assigning information to it, and then initialization by curly brackets. So first name, let's store 2 names in it for now. First name should be Aves, then comma, then second name can be twice. Okay, so here we have declared 2 names in one array, and I have to declare the size of this array, that is actually 2 here. So in these square brackets I will write 2. This is the complete syntax of mentioning an array. Now you can see this array contains 2 names. If I had not used an array, I had to declare 2 variables. Say this was not 2, it was 100, 1000. A long list. You have to do some task in which you need a long list of names, like in schools, colleges, universities, etc., or also in other companies, institutions. So then what? You cannot declare 500 and 1000 variables in 1000 lines. You can just use this syntax of array, just put 1000 in place of this 2, and then you can just write 1000 names in the array, and you are done. You do not have 1000 variables, you have only one array to represent all of them. Okay, so since I was storing names in the array, then I would have to declare this data type to be string. This is important. I apologize for it. The data type is a must thing. If you are storing word information statement, then you have to declare data type as string. But if it were numbers, I was storing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this array, then I would declare data type as int. So now I am storing names, so data type of this array should be string. If there were numbers in this array, then I will just declare it as int. This is used to store information. Now this is just a basic concept of arrays. Now our last topic today is pointers. What are pointers? Pointers are also variables that can store information, but we have not studied any variable that can store both text and number. There is a separate variable for text, there is a separate array for text, there is a separate variable for numbers, and there is a separate array for numbers. But we have not studied any variable that can store both of them, a letter and a number. For example, I have to put a1. I cannot store a1 in any of those variables. So for this I need pointers. Pointers are a kind of variables that can store both text and numbers. They are a combination of text and numbers. So let's discuss pointers and how to declare them. What is the syntax? Let's go. So here we are to discuss our last topic, pointers. So I already told you what a pointer actually is. A pointer is a type of variable that can store both text and numbers in it. So how is it declared? Let me declare a pointer with data type int. Then I can just give it name as pointer, and it's equal to. Now I have to store information in it like mm, AF37GE8 just randomly. So as you can see, it contains both numbers and letters. So if it is a normal variable, it cannot store information. If it is a string, it will only store characters, alphabets, and drop out all the letters. All the numbers will be lost. And if it is an int type variable, then it will store all the numbers and all the rest of the text will be ignored. But what if I want both of these things to count, numbers and letters? So for this, I will use a pointer. And how to declare a pointer? Just put a static behind this variable name. This is pointer. I will put a static just before it. Now this is a pointer. Magic. Now this has become a pointer just by putting an asterisk behind the variable name. Now it has the capability to store both text and numbers. So I hope you enjoyed this video and revise the concepts mentioned in the previous video, and also practice these concepts by doing exercises. Also check out the books that I mentioned in the description box, and later in next videos complex concepts of C++ will be taught in on this channel, like classes are going to be discussed, encapsulation, what is polymorphism, what is inheritance, and many other things. So for now this is it. Show some love for this video and goodbye.